Good morning, and hope that you can find a place that you will be comfortable for the next few minutes. And welcome to all of you on what is becoming a pretty day here in Milford. The sun is trying to come out, but the clouds are keeping it cool for us too as well. I'm Dale Stratton, a Delaware Hospice volunteer for over 30 years, and also a board member. Thank you. It is my privilege to join you today as we remember your family members and friends and dedicate a brick to each of them in this pathway of memories. You have honored us by choosing to memorialize your loved one here at the Delaware Hospice Center. At this 9th dedication, the Pathway of Memories now consists of 1,250 bricks, 142 of which were added this year. That is impressive. That deserved applause. I like to think of all the good and happy memories these bricks represent. This year, the Milford Center celebrates 11 years of service to the community, both here and to families throughout the state. The center opened its doors at the end of 2008 to provide not only inpatient care, but as a venue for community education on end-of-life issues. We welcome your input on how best to share your experience with other families who might benefit from your knowledge and from our services. Speaking for the staff and volunteers of Delaware Hospice, thank you for allowing us to be part of your lives during the poignant period of a final illness. Saying that last goodbye is never easy. We appreciate the confidence you placed in us. Going forward, we are dedicated to assuring not only that our services continue, but that new, innovative programs are included to meet the community's changing needs. Now, to continue today's program, let me introduce our chaplain, Marge Egger.
My name is Marjorie Egger, and I'm one of the chaplains for home care in Sussex County. On behalf of all those who cared for your loved ones, I thank you for the privilege of providing care for these precious folks. You placed your trust in us. We held that trust with great tenderness as we tended to your loved ones and walked beside you as you accompanied your precious loved ones till the end. These memorial bricks are placed on a pathway, symbolizing the continuous journey we travel throughout life. The pathway can meander slowly around obstacles, up hills, and through rough patches. Sometimes the journey can wear us out. Sometimes it can give us enthusiasm and energy with the possibility for great joy. Sometimes the journey is painful and slow or filled with worry and anxiety. At other times, we find peace and contentment and much to be grateful for. It is often only in looking back that we find the blessings and affirmations that have been with us on the path. Yes, we have been tested. Yes, we have been discouraged. But it is in those challenges that we find our lives enriched by the compassion we have shown others and the compassion others have given to us. That brings us to today. when we take a few minutes to reflect on people who have loved us and touched our lives. I know in the work I do that many of your loved ones impacted my life, taught me about faith and living and dying. I hope you all have stories to tell about your loved ones. I hope you all will travel the path these bricks have formed and know that those you have lost will forever be a part of who you are and how you live your life. Today, we all thank you for providing these bricks as a memorial to those who have died. You all have a hand in making it possible for us to provide care for all those who come to us regardless of ability to pay. In a way, you are extending the care you provided for your loved ones to others in the community, and we are grateful. I now invite those of you who would like to share a story about your loved ones and the support you received from Delaware Hospice to come to the microphone so that all may hear your story.
As I look around and see all of you that are here today, some people say, I know how you feel, but no one can really say how you feel. Each one of us has a different meaning for being here today. I don't know whether it's your husband, whatever member of the family it was. It's a hard road, but God somehow gives you the strength to do that. I want to really thank hospice. I don't know what I would have done without hospice because my husband had dementia and it was a 5-year road. But because of 62 years of marriage and memories that will never fade away, I want all of you to know that my husband touches me. I feel his presence, and some of us are telling, I know some people who've lost their loved ones, they won't come out. They've locked themselves in the house. But don't do that. Share with others. But I don't know what I would have done without you. And when I brought my husband down here to this place, it was like bringing him to the DuPont Hotel. And all of the workers, they treated my husband with so much grace and courage, and they treated him like it was their own father. So I want to thank you. And I ask each one of you to continue supporting hospice because there are others who will come and we don't know who nor when. But God bless each one of you as you go forth today. And may God go with each one of you. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to share?
Good morning, everyone. Remembering back on my mother, as many of you all do, how special she was, and how to me, as we all think, I got the greatest mother in the world. You know, and I think back on the love she gave me and the encouragement and the respect, the honor, and to always keep faith in one another and keep faith in God, and I thank her. My mother passed away in 1996. I never forget. I was with her every minute, every day, every step of the way. But when it got to the point where I knew I could only do so much, and I knew I did all I could do to keep her comfortable, keep her safe, keep her focused. When I knew that I couldn't do no more, can you hear me? When I knew that I couldn't do no more, and hospice stepped in, it was like an angel sent from above, because I knew that she could do for my mother what I couldn't do, and she did it. And today, I don't remember that lady's name, but I remember her face. And I remember the joy and the smile and the beam and the light in my mother's face when this lady would walk in, because she knew she was all right now. And she also knew it wasn't going to be much longer. But this lady promised that she would make her as comfortable as possible. And even though I knew my mother was in a great deal of pain, I was in that pain with her. But to God be the glory today. I know she's now set free and home free and with God. And I thank hospice for all they did and all who contribute. So I just want to say to all, even though our loved ones is gone, mothers and fathers, that they're all right now. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I'm fresh. My husband just passed away April 28th of last year, so it's only been a year. But when they brought him here, oh my gosh, the greatest care in the world. We have a big family. We have 5 children, I have 12 grandchildren, and I have 2 great-grandchildren. Well, when my husband was on he lasted like a day and a half here, but that day and a half, we filled that room, even at nighttime, with at least 10 people. Hospice let us cram all of ourselves into that room to be with him in his last minutes. And I am so grateful that they did that. They accommodated us so very well. I mean, I can't say enough about hospice. I mean, if you have a loved one that needs it, take the opportunity to bring them here. It's a wonderful place. I mean, it really is. It made everything easy for us. The after process, the grieving process for my children, my grandchildren, it's all been so wonderful. So please, if you know somebody, bring them here. Let them spend their last minutes here with their loved ones and with people who will take very, very good care of them.
Come on down.
Thank you. My name is Bill Morton, and my wife and I were married 67 years. She came here in the last week of her life, but she traveled with me for 22 years in the military, all over the world. Just loved the Air Force. That was her big thing. She loved the military. She loved her country. Anytime she would hear the national anthem or anything else going on, she'd pop to attention. She was never in the military, never wore it, the uniform, but she wore it as much as I did. Really, she loved the Air Force and the military period. She loved her family above all. She loved her Lord. That was her thing. She just loved the Lord, and thank goodness she did. I know where she's at today. She's with the Lord. And as I say, she only spent a week here in hospice, but they took care of her. We got to the point where we couldn't do it. She was in too much pain. And they here at hospice really took care of her. They were really friendly, nice people. As I say, I was only here a week, but it was a week that I'm sure she enjoyed without pain. Thank you.
I just want to say it was a short time for my husband. Time we had gotten him here and everything, and got him situated in the room and all, and it just happened so quickly. Time my nephew and I left out the room, time I got home, I have gotten this phone call saying that my husband passed. And it's just, it just devastated me and my family, and, but I'm still grateful knowing that, we made the right decision to have him here, because it was at the time that it was getting to the point that we know we couldn't take care of him like we wanted to. So we needed more help. And, but he gives me, after during the time his passing, when we was in the room, we see the transformation, how he was just like at peace. He had a frown on his face at first in the middle of his forehead. And before you know it, his forehead was just as smooth. His skin was smooth. And he just like, we know that he was at peace. No more suffering. No more suffering. He knew the Lord. He loved the Lord. He prayed to God. And that's the main thing, is knowing who your Savior is and where you're going once we leave this earth. And that's the main thing. And I know he's at peace, and it gives me peace and my family peace. So I just want to say to the hospice of here, thank you so much. On behalf of my family, thank you. On behalf of him, even though he's not here, but he's here in the spirit, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rusty Townsend, and my father was John. We lost him at the age of 67 after a 3-week battle in the hospital. And hospice came in, you said 5 years. Hospice came in 5 days. They took care of him, the tranquility that they provided him and our family. It was exceptional. It was just 9 months ago. Dad was a business owner when I was a kid. And by the time I became an adult, he had lost everything. But that didn't matter to hospice. It didn't matter if he had a penny or a million of them. They treated him the same. The staff was great to our family. And everybody had open arms. Dad doesn't have a grave site, but he's got this brick. And that means a lot to our family. It's about a half a mile from my house. That means a lot to me. I want to thank the group. I want to thank my family for being here today, and everybody else's family as well. Thanks to the hospice family.
Good morning. It's really great to see this many people out here to honor their family members that they've lost. My name is Chris, and my dad was just last April. My dad was here. He was 94, but he was there for a couple weeks, and then 3 weeks later we were back with my father-in-law. Maybe a lot of everybody knows him, Brittingham, and my dad, Bill Black, and they have a legacy that it still lives on in our family. But I tell you what, as an officer, I went to a lot of death scenes where people died alone and without family members by them. And that was always sad to see that, to have someone die without family or anybody by their side. So to honor their memories and to thank the hospice for their loving care of my father and my father-in-law, and that they were allowed the family to be there to say their final goodbyes. And I know that, like some of you have said, I know where they are right now, and I'm thankful for that, and I know I'll see them someday. But just thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Hi, this Tuesday will be 1 year since my father left us. And we are lifelong Marylanders. And December of last year, him and my stepmom decided to retire here to Delaware to live out their golden years. And within 5 months, he was gone. And he was brought here, and I got a call from my stepmom, get here. And you could just feel the compassion. As soon as you walked in the door, it didn't feel like a hospital setting. It was almost welcoming. And I feel like my dad waited for me. He knew it would take me some time to get here. But the nurse that was in the room, although she knew what was going on and told us when it was happening, she was concerned about each and every one of us as well. Constantly asking us how we were feeling, are we doing okay? Once it was pronounced, she literally hovered over us, especially me, because I took it very hard. But I do thank the hospice team for being there all the time. He wasn't here long at all, but we had a flood of people come in constantly, and it was never a problem. It was just wonderful, and I thank you very much for everything you did for him to make him comfortable before he left.
Is there anyone else?
I didn't introduce myself, but my name is Betsy Williamson, and I'm the spouse of Dr. Jesse R. Williamson, who was a retired dentist for 45 years in Dover. So I'm sure he probably served some of you, and I want to thank a lot of you for helping us to educate our children and all your support, and he would thank you too. My husband will be gone 1 year, June the 1st. So it never heals. But the thing about hospice, they told me what was going to happen. They prepared me, and I didn't want to believe them. But one night when I was watching a basketball game, because he always used to say, "Don't say hello to my wife, doorknob, because she will stop and say hello to you," because he was a very, very quiet person. So, but they told me, "Miss Williamson, it's not going to be long." And sure enough, one night when I was watching the playoffs of the basketball game, I was talking to my sister, and he just turned over and went to sleep. And he looked so beautiful, but he was not suffering. So if any of you are afraid, and you don't want strangers, as you say, to come into your home, but hospice, they're not strangers, they're family. And thank you so much.
Is there anyone else? Then I will introduce Susan Lloyd, our President and CEO.
Good morning, everybody. What an honor it is to be with you this morning. Thank you, Deb. To be with all of you this morning. It's so gratifying to be with you this morning and to know the impact that our team here at Delaware Hospice has in the community, for you, for one another. It's just awesome. I know this is a very difficult time. I know it's a sad time, but I hope that this is a step on your journey for healing. It will come as it will come, in its own time, in its own space, and its own pace. But please know that there are others around you that are here to support you, including the Delaware Hospice team. We are so, so grateful for your trust, and it is really trust, to allow us to provide care to your loved ones, be it in your own home, letting all these people come into your home, or coming here to the Delaware Hospice Center and trusting that when we say, please go home and get some sleep tonight, that you felt comfortable enough to do that. We will walk with you through the bereavement time, which again, we're here for you as you need it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge some of the really important people that I work with every day. First, I want to acknowledge our Board of Trustees members. One of our founders, Mr. Gene Donnelly, is sitting right here. You heard from Dale Stratton, who has worked with me almost my entire career at Delaware Hospice. Laura Roblin. There you are, okay. And you too. I'd like to acknowledge our volunteers. Put your hands up. Volunteers support every activity of Delaware Hospice, giving their time and their treasure and their talent. We don't operate without them. They do everything. And then the awesome staff that I work with. Please acknowledge yourselves. The best of the best. What being a human being is all about. I feel honored every day to be a part of that. So I will move things along and say that there are rubbing sheets that are being passed out for each of you to use if you would like to do what do you call that, a sketching of the brick? A rubbing of the brick? Whatever. So please get one of those if you'd like to. We have found that families really enjoy having that opportunity. We also hope that you will join us for refreshments. We are just delighted that we have refreshments, late refreshments, that are being provided by the Israel United Methodist Church of Lewis. Many of our own volunteers and our staff contributed as well. And we hope that you will come back. At the end of June, we're going to have a memorial walk. It will be a fundraiser to support Delaware Hospice. You don't have to run. You can walk, you can jog, you can skip. But it's always a very nice turnout here to, again, remember our loved ones and also to support the work of Delaware Hospice. So once again, thank you all for being here. This is the end of the ceremony. You can please join us inside for refreshments. Thank you.